The Israelites did not trust God to lead them into the promised land. So God made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years. God's people set up camp, but there was no water to drink. And the people complained and argued with Moses. "Why did you bring us here?" they asked. "We will die here, and so will our animals." The people wished that they had never left Egypt. The wilderness had no grain, no fruit, and no water. So Moses and Aaron went to the tabernacle to meet with God. God told Moses and Aaron to stand in front of all the people and speak to a rock. God said that water would come out of the rock. Then the people and the animals would have water to drink. So Moses called all the people together, and he stood in front of that rock. But instead of talking to the rock, he told the group, "Listen up. Do we have to bring water out of this rock for you?" And then Moses hit the rock twice with his staff, and water poured out, and the people and the animals drank. But God was angry that Moses and Aaron did not obey his instructions. They did not honor him as holy by trusting in his power. So God said that Moses and Aaron would not lead the Israelites into the promised land. Instead, God would give his people a new leader. Moses disobeyed God and did not enter the promised land. We have all disobeyed God by sinning, but God gave us his son, Jesus. Jesus always obeyed God, and when we trust in him, Jesus brings us into God's kingdom forever.
Catechism, now, now. Catechism, now, now. Catechism, now, now. Everybody gather around to hear the catechism. Now, now, now. Woo!
Hey everybody, it's me, Kevin the Cat, and we're here to talk about the catechism. And today, our very special guest is none other than Donovan Sugatan. Hi, Donovan.
How's it going?
Did I say your last name right? Is it Sugatan?
It's Sugatan, but it's close enough.
Wow! So today, our catechism is question number 7, and it says, how does the law of God, or what does the law of God require?
Well, Jesus teaches us that we should love God with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and that we should also love our neighbor as ourselves.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so cool. So, let me ask you this, Donovan. How do I love God with my heart? Like, do I have to do something special, or what does that mean? That's kind of really confusing. Like, how do I love someone with my heart, like a body part?
That's a really good question. The ways we can love God, with all of our heart is, by when we worship God, is worshiping from our hearts, not worshiping or doing something, just because we want to get something out of it, but to just love God, because we want to. Like if you were to go over and help out your friend, or when you're maybe doing dishes or doing chores at home, obviously we don't always want to do it, but we shouldn't just do the chores just because mom says, she'll take us out for ice cream or something like that. But sometimes, to show our appreciation and show our love, we do it just because we want to do it, and so that's how we can love God that same way, is by reading our Bible and praying, not because we get something out of it, but because, we just want to do it.
Wow, that's really crazy. That's really interesting. And you said something really interesting there, and it was about ice cream. And I really like ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
Oh, I love ice cream. My favorite flavor is cookies and cream. That's my favorite.
Wow, I'm gluten free, so I can't eat cookies. But I really do like mint chocolate chip. It's really yummy. Have you ever had mint chocolate chip?
I have had mint chocolate chip, and I don't like it. It's not my flavor.
Wow. So, I got another question for you here. And so it talks about loving our neighbors. Like, who's my neighbor? Like, my neighbor is like this old man who's like really crotchety and mean, and he's like, "Hey, yo, get off my lawn!" And sometimes he's really hard to love. So how do you love somebody who's like really hard to love?
Well, our neighbor, it's not just the people that live next door to us, or if you live in an apartment, not just like the people above you or live that around you, but it's everybody, everybody that lives around us in our community. And sometimes it is very hard to love somebody that maybe, doesn't really show love to us. But God says that we should love others, like how he loved others as well, by showing them true, genuine love, kind of how we show love to God with our hearts, not showing love so that we get something out of it, but by showing love to them, that's how we can show who Christ is. Because what we want to do is show people who Christ is, and be able to love people as Christ loved people so that they can know and they can feel the love of Christ. And maybe God will be able to touch them and fill them with the Holy Spirit so that they can know God better and feel who God is.
Wow, that's really cool, and that's really interesting. That's really crazy. Wow, that really helps. I think that really helps me to understand the catechism question a little better. And thanks, Donovan, for taking the time to help us.
Yeah,
we'll see you next weekend. All right, we'll see you next weekend. Bye.
Bye.